Social media is absolutely messed up, and the people who seem to be helping us aren't doing so. All of these I quit social media for XYZ days or years are videos which just have either half the knowledge or just made completely to make their wallets heavier. If they're monetized, that is. But there's a very simple solution to our social media problem, which not only just gets you out of the rut of mindless scrolling, but also pushes you forward in life at a very crazy pace. You cancel out your negatives, but also effortlessly keep doing the positives. What's better than that? One of the biggest reasons we have this problem, which itself tells us a part of the solution, is that this whole industry is based on trying to steal away 15 minutes of life from as many people as possible. Creators who don't follow this are rarer than UFO sightings, so whenever I find one, I keep them close. So what this tells us is that trying to create balance or having controlled usage on platforms like Snapchat and Instagram is kind of futile, because you're trying to kind of balance on this rope of controlled usage. But on one side there are these evil and money and fame hungry creators with these algorithms trying to pull you towards the side of overconsumption, and that's definitely not a good situation to be in. So what do? We'll have to stand on the side of no consumption. Terms and conditions applied. It's not that hard to get to this ground of no consumption. All it takes is hitting the uninstall button once. But what's hard is staying here for more than a day or two. It's practically hellish. And for that, here comes the big solution I was talking about. But it has one ingredient, one requirement that you might not find at your local store. That ingredient is a desired direction, some kind of purpose, some kind of passion. Damn bars, bro. And if you think you don't have a passion or you can't find it, you can check out this video. This video helped me like a few years ago probably. It's been a long time. It was absolutely epic. And if you still have any more trouble, you can talk to me for free at Gmail. Like, I don't have any money to make. I'm literally at 16 subs right now. Once you have this passion, you have to decide a point which you want to reach in that passion within the next 1 to 3 months. For me, which would be something like monetization. You don't need to decide a certain date till which this goal has to be achieved. Write that down in a notebook, and in the same notebook, every day you have to write the tasks for the next day on the evening of the previous day. You would have already heard most of this, but I'm about to share a few more additions which will make this so damn perfect. And I found this out recently and I'm using it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It gets all the work done. It's phenomenal. Instead of just writing tasks and hoping you'll stay motivated enough to do them at certain hours of the day, set exact time spans in which you'll do that specific task. Set an alarm 5 minutes prior to the time spans of each task. That way you'll not rely on your memory to just remember to do them at the right time. One of the most powerful tip I found recently is just set a timer by your side when you're working of how long you're going to work. Like if you're going to work from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m, just set a timer of 2 hours on your phone or on a clock or on your even PC and laptops. There's an app of clock, you can set in that. And if you do all that, boom, you've created a scientifically designed system that will put you to work and keep you in flow state during those work hours. Why did I say it like that? If you deeply decide to follow this, you can obliterate any goal you can think of. Another common advice is to replace stuff like Insta and Snapchat with hobbies. Stuff like learning a language or learning to play the piano or something. But the issue is hobbies are fun and games until you start doing them daily. And that too for long periods of time. It's the road from beginner to intermediate, which is the most boring and rough. For a few days, the novelty factor is there, so you'll enjoy it. But after that, it's very boring. Like when I try to learn to play the piano, I feel very unproductive. As even after following a tutorial for like 30-40 minutes, I'm still making a lot of mistakes. So if you really want to learn something or follow some hobby and make that the main focus of your current phase of life, then you should still use the system I just told you about. Now you don't need to end all content consumption. It's basically brain food. You just gotta be sure the food is nice and don't overdo it. I have kind of this order of type of content which goes from like best to worst. Is like movies and series, then YouTube, then all the other bullshit. Now don't get me wrong, YouTube videos have changed my life more than anything else, more than any other movie or series. But I'm talking about entertainment right here. Now also education has to be controlled because there are so many videos on YouTube. I'll just put some around here for examples which just feel like education, but you'll just waste your time there. They're not useful. And you kind of think you are being productive, but you actually aren't. More on that here. But the reason why I've put these movies and series and YouTube like first and second and everything else is just bullshit, that is because of two main factors. Firstly, whenever you're watching something like a movie or anime on Netflix or completely legal sites, you have gone there with a certain purpose, something that has to be watched. You don't have a mindless compulsion of doing something. just for the dopamine of it. Secondly, this stuff is memorable. So it just doesn't gives you happiness and like the feeling of being hooked in the present, but also it gives you happiness in the long run. Like you can remember the movies you watched later and we feel quite happy. Now some people might call it virtual or it's not really feelings because those are man-made stuff. Well, we have been enjoying art from the start. Art from the start. And also stories. That's how we convey our ideas. And also third reason, I said two, but there are three. It forms a weak link between two people. Like if you watch something and you find someone else who also watched that thing, you have kind of a weak link because you have a similar thing you liked. And if you spend time with each other, you can build better friendships, and this weak link gets stronger and stronger, and after a few months, you have suddenly got a very strong bond, a true friendship. Now all these reasons are a bit similar for YouTube too. That is why I think it is different from the other social media. I have said that word so many times now. But thanks to shorts and Mr. Beastification, most parts of YouTube have also become these black hole which sucks away at our time, mental health and inner peace and stuff. B-U-T. But YouTube is also a great window into the minds of amazing people, or have access to people who are just great souls who make your soul feel rejuvenate. So you have to do something to always use YouTube correctly too, which I've done for myself, which I can make a video on if you want. Now all consumption is best done in the last 1 or 2 hours of the day, and I won't tell you to be flexible with your schedule because that's what causes the mess up. So strictly watch anything you want to, even if it's like a self-improvement video in the last after everything is done for the day. And don't allow for any exceptions whatsoever is up with your life. Whether you're lonely or demotivated or have done enough for the day, don't break the rules you have set up for yourself. You might install those apps and again open up a crack in your precious spot of time. But as soon as you become truly conscious again and you realize you are effing up again, don't be sad. Just delete and stay strong. If you ever feel like a need for an ally, I'll be here. I hope to see you in the next one.